Report story. Gaslighter looked around at the faces around him. The purple cloud man had followed him to the wreckage of a house down the mountain shortly after Lighter had arrived. There was a lizard-looking man, a badly burned and sewed together black-coated man, a girl, a magician, and a man with a black mask that seemed to be talking to himself. Spinner, get this man bandaged up. Kurogiri said to the lizard man. The man named Spinner looked confused, as did the rest of the members. This is the plan. To have this random guy help us. Dobby asked, staring Lighter down. Lighter stared into those cold icy eyes. They were different than Lighter's scattered eyes. That man had a goal. Can I cut him? Toga asked, twisting a knife between her fingers. I want to taste what his blood is like. I think he'll make a great addition. Why help this guy? Twice asked both questions. Spinner. Medical attention please. Kurogiri stated again. Spinner, begrudgingly, moved to accommodate Lighter, who hadn't said a word. Our guest here has decided that he would like to take down Hero Society along with us. Shigaraki has entrusted him leading our charge against the heroes. Shigaraki would be joining us. However, as you know. Suddenly, as if perfectly on key, a booming roar, multiple crashes of avalanches and other sounds of destruction could be heard from the top of the mountain. The vibrations carried down the mountain, shaking the house. He's dealing with something at the moment. Kurogiri finished. Why? Lighter asked, everyone turning towards him. Why ask me to lead? I know very well that you guys don't intend to keep me around. Don't play like you're requesting to follow me. I may not be the brightest, but I understand that much. Be honest. Lighter looked towards Kurogiri as Spinner bandaged his arms. Why did you bring me here? Lighter stared at Kurogiri with an intense look. Kurogiri sighed. Shigaraki wishes to take down the Hero Society same as you. He believes it's faulted. It doesn't have to do with quirks or your honestly petty reasons, however the goals align. Shigaraki needs time to prepare. That battle you hear is one of them. You're a tool to say the least. Oi, you're just gonna tell him that? Spinner asked, slowing down his work a bit, expecting Lighter to pull away. However, Lighter stayed where he was. I'll be able to take down Midoriya, Izuku and the hero agencies, right? Lighter asked, staring into Kurogiri's yellow eyes. If you hold your own weight and allow us to guide you. Then if you succeed, yes you will. Lighter smiled eerily. Then I don't care what happens to me. I don't care if you kill me afterwards. Just let feel Midoriya's blood on my hands. Ochako soared through the sky between buildings, wearing her hero outfit, using her new grappling hooks to guide her through the air. She flew and landed on the top of a building near the burned-down building from the picture. This is where Gaslighter was last seen before his trail went off the grid. Ochako jumped off the building, activating her zero gravity and started following the trail Gaslighter had left behind. Bakugo, Asui, Kirishima, and Ochako were the first students chosen for the location mission for Gaslighter. Each were given free reign of the city for investigation, though there wasn't much to go on based on the information they had. Promoted stories. You'll also like. The quirkless lie in unseen power. S1N. Kurayami has always lived in the shadows, pretending to be quirkless in a world that reveres power. Her secret isn't weakness, it's Mindweb, a terrifying ability. Shining Light 42.6K 928 Quirkless, normal, no heroes or quirks. Izuku Midoriya and Ochako Uraraka have been best friends since kindergarten. But when problems in high school try to drift them, Revenge of the wronged hero who happens to be. One could have thought that someone as pure and innocent as Izuku Midoriya would be betrayed by his friends who he thought that he could trust with everything he has. The paths he chooses. Book 1. A Fateful S. A normal day for Izuku as he completes his normal routine and goes to school. Along the way he runs into Yui Kodai, a quiet and mysterious girl of Class 1B, the Cruelty X1.2M 40.2K. A very hostile girl whom despised everyone and everyone despised her. Izuku Midoriya, a very sweet boy who was popular with his classmates, oddly developed. There's something up with Izuku Midoriya. Midoriya had watched his mentor fight for his life and end up using the last of his power. Now being the sole wielder of One for All, Izuku knows he needs to work. Golden, Hispanic, Latina. Femme. Reader. Ex-Izuku. Heiress to the richest company in the world. The government of Japan has good relationships with your grandfather. It was the duty of the government to save. Hours prior, UQ agency. So, you're the angry boy best Genus took in under his agency. Seems you're the first he couldn't fully get through to. Hua, you got a problem with me. I am his best student. Bakugo yelled, tiny explosions coming out of his hands. Sorry about him. We're ready to help however we can with the mission. Kirishima stated with positive energy, trying to direct the conversation to the mission at hand. Glad to hear. Good to have you kids back on patrol again. What used to be the Night Eye Agency is also requesting to help out with this. With Overhaul being even slightly involved, they take this a bit personally. Who's currently running the Night Eye Agency? Ochako asked. Bubble has taken it over for the time being, though she respectfully would prefer to return to her sidekick role. She apparently didn't realize how much work being an agency owner is. Yukio laughed loudly. We believe we already know who should take his agency over, we just need him to graduate first. Ochako smiled, knowing exactly who Yukio was refer. Izuku would be happy to hear. Ochako told herself to remind Izuku of that. So, what job will you have as on? Asui asked curiously. They had still been in their school uniforms. Will we be under a team like before? Actually, now that you students have your provisional licenses and have been on missions, I've asked Aizawa if it was alright for you to work on your own. Really? The students called in unison. Yup, I got approval for all except for Bakugo since he doesn't have a license. That's a load of crap. However, Yukio said, louder than Bakugo. If one of the students is willing to take responsibility, then Bakugo may pair with one of the students. Shitty hair. I know, don't worry. I'll take responsibility of Bakugo. Kirishima said, raising his hand up. Good. Your mission is locating the villain that attacked Midoriya, Izuku and several other innocent people. We have forwarded the information we currently have to those who decided to take heed and join the mission. Yukio raised a pointed finger to the four of them. Change into your hero outfits. You have what you need, so go now. The mission begins right this moment. Right, present time. And the trail ended here. Ochako said out loud. She looked up and noticed Ua in the distance. She squinted at the school. Was he trying to take aim at the school? Ochako raised a hand to her headgear. Anything, guys? She called into the helmet. Nothing. Kirishima called into the microphone. Kirishima stood in front of the old house. The house had been vacant and empty for some time now. The house was molding and the wood falling apart. Burns and soot were everywhere, blackening the building. Anything of value has been burned or torn apart. Kirishima said. He could have burned these ages ago. No, Bakugo said, walking out of the house. This wasn't the work of an explosion. This was fire, and judging by the ashes, this was recent. Recent. And it wasn't a gasoline explosion. Izuku sat in the grass, eyes closed. In and out. Breath after breath, chest raising and falling. He felt the grass between his crisscrossed legs, the cold wind flowing through his hair. He felt the connection, still weak, but stronger than before. He felt a spark. Focus. Focus. Deku. Izuku's eyes opened. A little silver-haired girl sat in front of him in the grass. What are you doing? Eri asked, giving Izuku a wide-eyed look. Izuku chuckled before patting Eri's head. I've been meditating, Eri, Izuku said. Eri stared at him. Meditating. What's that? She asked curiously. Izuku grabbed Eri by her armpits and lifted her up into his lap. It's when you basically find a really clear state of calmness. I'm trying to learn to control my quirk a bit better. Izuku explained, looking down at the girl. But I thought your quirk was gone. Eri asked, confused. Izuku thought about what to say. What did he tell her? She was 7 years old, it should be okay. It's still kind of there. I just can't use it very easily. Izuku said with a smile. Eri stared at him for a while. So you're like me now? Eri asked quietly. Izuku's face fell a bit before a smile returned to him. Even before this I've always been like you, not able to control my quirk. But, Ocha gave me hope. She really gave me the hope I needed, so did my mom. Eri looked up at Izuku before looking back down. Quote dot. Do you think someone will be able to give me hope? Eri asked. I want a mom to give me hope, or a special person. Izuku felt his heart break. And Ifa had come into Izuku's mind, but he had to talk to Ochako about it first. For now, Eri, I'm gonna give you hope, but you have to trust me, and not tell Aizawa. Can I trust you? Eri excitedly nodded her head. Izuku put her on her shoulders and walked over to an older tree. He sat her down at the base of the tree. Izuku waited in front of her. Copy what I do, Eri. Izuku returned to his meditative state. Eri, after adjusting her legs for a second, copied him. Okay, Eri. I want you to try and stay as calm as possible. Take a deep breath. Eri took a overly deep breath. And breath out. Close your eyes too, Eri. Now stay like that for a bit, feel the wind, the grass, listen to my voice. Suddenly Eri was looking super calm, almost as if she were a statue. Now stay like that. Izuku grabbed a dead, brownish leaf from the ground. Stay calm, and let me do this, okay? Izuku asked. Eri nodded. Izuku put the leaf into Eri's hands. Okay. Open your eyes and look down at the leaf. Eri looked down at the dead leaf in her hands. She looked up at Izuku confused, who now was sitting back in front of her. You're going to bring that leaf back to life. Eri looks worried, but Izuku smiled at her. I trust you. You're an amazing girl, Eri. You don't have to succeed today, but I will help you the best I can. I will give you hope, if you want to. Eri, still having a worried look, looked down at the leaf before gaining a confident face and looking back at Izuku. Okay, Deku. I trust you. I'm back. I know it's late, sorry about that, but it's still to continue. This gave the perspectives on one chapter to show kinda where everyone's at right now. Let us continue the story. Kenny boy, where stories live, discover now.